one part of this.
So we just got cool down. Get you guys an overview.
Kids do not need vaccines. They have a survival rate of 99.997%. That is criminal to give them a vaccine that could have been myocarditis, cardiomyopathy, and trouble. Do not get into that. I feel sometimes in the Bible. David was a shepherd who was antagonizing the Israeli army. Taking you on. They need to stand and fight. Again, I told you that I am just an ordinary guy raising my family and taking care of things in St. Croix Falls. But another instance, another Bible story I'd like to, it's not a story, it's truth, but it was in Esther in the Old Testament. Esther was a beautiful woman who was a teenager, raised up. She was put into a place where she eventually became the queen of the country. And she was Jewish. And she was on the top of the game until her husband, the king, said, I got a mandate that we're gonna kill all the Jews. And it was Elizabeth, queen, for such a time as this, you were put in your place. You need to rise up and talk. That's what you guys are. You're like Queen Esther. That's what I've been given, is something for such a time as this, stand for freedom. Stand up. Do not let this mandate sit. It needs to go away. Also, I want to make a comment on vaccinated people. Listen, we do not hate you. We do not hate you. Don't hate us. Don't hate us. We are Americans. We need to stand together. I cannot believe when I hear stories of where medical people are in the hospital taking care of people, and they say, I suppose this is another one of those unvaccinated people that we got to take care of.
Sure seen that flag before.
And say, come on, this has to stop. I'm
so tired of treating
Christians, as fellow Minnesotans, as fellow Wisconsins,
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's what I think, yeah.
I
guess so.
Yeah, yes.
That's. I mean, we're at a freedom rally. Why would you be or medical freedom?
Yeah. Why would you cover your face? Yeah, so.
Well, it's actually against the law too. So, because if you're using it to disguise yourself, it's against the law.
Oh, that's why masks are not legal. Especially if you have a preventive period. You're not supposed to be covering your face.
Yeah, you too. I actually have some knowledge of that law because a trooper challenged me on it. So when they're actually covering their face to conceal their identity, that's actually against the law. But still big old lines for the two bathrooms.
I want to say something about we do have God-given mandates that are all important. The Ten Commandments are not 10 suggestions. They are 10 commandments. Starting with Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt have no other gods. I want to talk about life. Life is precious.
Well, no, we're
It's
not.
outrageous that in New York City, New York State, legislators cheered when they passed laws recently allowing the killing of babies up until the time they are born. This is criminal. They cheered for that. Texas also did something a little bit more positive, and they stopped abortions after age 6 months of gestation. But what about those babies that are conceived and up to 6 weeks? They're still human beings. Please stand for life. Another mandate that God has given us, that He created us. He created us male and female.
I don't know, man. I guess I could.
Not boys choosing to be girls and girls choosing to be boys.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll go around.
Marriage was instituted by God. It's between a man and a woman. God is not God for great families. This is where families come from. Husband and wife should be raised. This is important. Finally, I want to say that the way to heaven is through one path. These are the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and Savior. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one should come to the Father except through me. I want you to seek Him and trust Him.
Just following
God
orders.
bless you.
On the other
God
side.
bless medical people that are working in the front lines, the heroes. God bless the people of Minnesota. God bless the people of Wisconsin. God bless America. Let's make America great again. And let's clean house here soon. I want to give a quote for Dr. Scott Jensen, who is the governor candidate. He will be here at the next rally. I can't wait to shake his hand. Thank you.
So now the highlight of the whole rally, we've got a couple kids ready to come up here. Child heroes to talk about their experience living through this COVID madness. So we've got Noble Lee and Jackson. Please give them a massive warm welcome.
So if your phone ever overheats, the marble up there on the Capitol definitely cools it down pretty quick.
There's a person showering with a face mask on. I just know it. My name is Noble Lee. Jackson and I are in this fight for freedom. I have spoken out against the equity propaganda in my school.
Took it up to the
I
marble
have
and pulled it
defied
off.
wearing a mask and questioned authority of all ridiculous freedom-crushing rules. Jackson and I have gone to many events and met patriots like all of you. I have been door knocking and campaigning for Cynthia Schmitz for the Lakeville School Board. I've been
You still on?
to tell people at the state fair to vote for Dr. Scott Jensen. I help with Mask Off Minnesota stuff, and I go to rallies like this.
Oh, you got a YouTube channel too?
People are free. We are
You want to
proud
say
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment.
Okay. Minnesota what?
Black Robe Regiment. It's on his hat.
Ah,
Spell it out.
Spell it out for
What do
me.
you guys do?
Our teachers, parents,
Just show footage in, or
society
just
are
put it out?
proving
Just put it up. Put it out there.
Women
got a
cannot
channel?
stand up for
Yeah.
themselves.
I'm
When
Capital
things get
Transparency.
harder,
You're Capital
unfair,
Transparency?
Yeah,
they
here,
don't
I give you
tell
a
an
card.
adult
I don't have
to
cards
make
on
it
board.
fair. Children
They only
stand
cost
up
$10,
for
man, for a whole
people that
box.
persevere. Grooming leaders, amazing inventors, risk takers, or problem solvers. Human spirit is being crushed by fear and guilt.
Teresa. You get a lot of cussing. Yeah, Twin Cities, yeah.
Yeah, she gets into it more than me, and I've messaged her
She
quite
is.
a bit.
Life
I'm like,
is
you need
not
to be
fair,
careful.
and
She's not
nothing
afraid.
is safe.
No.
Like to the point
I
of like
always
losing
love my old
equipment.
school, and now I
Did you see the
have
last
to
one
hope
in, what was it, Uptown?
because I have been
She was
forced to
there,
wear a
and
mask. I can't
apparently
breathe
the-
in them. This makes me sad, frustrated, and I miss my old friends.
Oh, they
At
are.
my school, I tried to be a problem solver, a risk taker, a critical thinker. I videoed my friends during school, during
nice when the
free
peacekeepers
time, asking them how they felt about COVID. Most of them
teachers were so strict on them for just trying to breathe. I wanted to present it to my principal so he could see how the kids really felt, especially the ones too terrified to say anything.
I mean, I do edit, but
No, but there's a difference between altering and editing.
Right.
I was wrong.
Editing out
When my
stupid
teacher
stuff.
and the principal found out, they said I was manipulative,
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
disruptive, bullying kids,
Trust me, I know when I
being
leave.
violent.
I'm like, this is on and this is
My
on.
teacher came into the class. He said, "Class, since we've been back from distance learning, there seems to be a poison in the water." I was newly back in school. He continued,
Well, there was the
"I would
one
like
dude, and
you
I was
to
like,
take
I don't know
a
what's
piece
up
of
with that.
paper,
Like,
draw a
don't
line
come at
in the
people like that. You're
center,
gonna get a,
write
you're gonna get it
three
back.
bad
Like, I
kids
don't know.
on
It's
the
like,
top and 3 good kids on the bottom. I
No.
would not do it. Yet another way to show kids that if they stand up for themselves, they would be embarrassed and punished. If any of my friends did stand up for me, they were told not to. That was not their place. They were threatened with detention and parents being called. Once you start giving into fear, giving up your freedom of choice, speech, and thought because you want a safe, nerve life, you are not free. What is next? Do I have to pass a mental health exam before I go into a movie theater to make sure I won't start a fire? Do I have to be screened for anger
Not even
issues
filming
before
anymore?
I'm allowed in school because I might punch someone or yell out in anger? Will my genes be
I don't have
tested
too
to
many
determine
people.
if I am allowed to have a baby? Where does it end? It does
That's
not end. If we do not stop this now,
I think I'm gonna
I will not wear it. I will not wear a mask. And I do not want an experimental jab. My older brother and sister are profoundly disabled. We have been told they will most likely die from a respiratory illness. However, they have been exposed to COVID 5 times and they are fine. Our family does not know what the future holds for us.
Me too.
However, my parents know what is best for our family's medical needs. The government and none of you are responsible for the health for our family. We are.
I don't think they'll be too happy about that.
In 2018, my brother and sister were so sick from influenza it almost died. My sister was hospitalized for many scary days. The thing is we all got the flu shot, as we do every year. And every year, we still get sick with influenza. My parents have made very clear to us, we do not know what the future holds for our family. We are thankful each day. But if we cower and hide in fear, then that is not a life worth living. Here we stand in 2021. Freedom of speech and thought is being massacred. We have a society that is raising
I got
pigs.
some good pictures of it. I'll send it to you.
Children are being brainwashed.
They didn't even know that Waltz was here earlier today.
We
They
are
were like, oh, he was here
classified
2 weeks
by the color
ago.
of our
Nope, he
skin.
was here today.
We are dirty with our filthy germs.
We are growing up in a more faceless world.
Have
I
zero
have to check the
capabilities to
program.
stand up for ourselves.
No courage.
We are being bullied by grown adults to
Yeah,
comply with
they're gonna do Mars
ridiculous
for sure.
rules. Children are being turned into brainless robots. We will not let that happen.
U.S. grandparents have the power. U.S. parents and grandparents have the power to change this. Tell your children they will not be in trouble at home. If they stand up for
Yeah,
themselves,
Jason's here.
tell
Minnesota
your
News Now.
children
He's
to
out here
have
getting you guys the
courage.
footage.
Do not follow the crowd.
Getting you the
America
story.
is made up of small communities,
At least they're friendly how they
just
come over
like
and talk to
ours.
us. They don't like try and
We
knock our
need
camera
to
down.
unite in our battle for freedom.
Blood is thicker than water is an old saying. Recently, I learned the correct meaning. The blood does not refer to the blood you share
people
with
you got on there?
relatives, but rather the blood you shed on
yeah,
the
same.
battlefield with fellow
You like in
patriots.
Prism, aren't you? You
The
have the
people
text
that
on
go
there.
through life with you. Look around. We are in this
It's my first day
together.
using it. It's all
We
right.
all need to leave here today. Grab 3 friends, start raising money.
No,
for
there's no
our
fence up for
city
this.
Council, school board, house
They
press,
brought
Senate
weapons
battles,
here,
and
there's no fence up.
ultimately the governor's mansion.
We need to win back our future.
I always ask my mom, if I do this, will I be in trouble with you? She always says the same thing. As long as you can be proud of your behavior, Do not let your emotions control your actions, but use logic. Remember, there will be consequences for your actions. You may lose friends, you may lose privileges, or you may get suspended or expelled from school. Or you may soar above it all and make a difference. We are
Definitely a lot of people here, though. I'd say well over 1,000, over 1,000 easy.
We will not back down.
Yeah, that kid is
Courage is contagious, so
not
be
afraid of public speaking.
courageous.
'Cause this is quite a big crowd to be public speaking in front of.
Wow, that was awesome. I'd hate to be the next speaker.
Hype man.
So get out your phones one more time, please. This is important. I'm going to give you another phone number. At least get it in your phone. It's another one of Jeremy Miller's number. The guy, I've got nothing against him, but he needs to do something. So here is his office number. 296-5649. I'll say that again. 651-296-5649. So you need to call him. He needs to hear from all of us. And
Yeah, I'll
he
check
needs
you out
to
for
be
sure.
told that his career is over if he doesn't stop these crazy men. You gotta call him like 5 times, and then, you know, tell your friends, seriously, these are things we can. We can't just talk about doing them. First one was his home number.
I think really putting his home number up.
All right, so our next speaker is an amazing man. He's been my back organizing this. He calls me up and supports me and laughs with me. Matt Scott is a board-certified chiropractor with an expertise in holistic and natural care. He also coaches individuals to help from creating the life they envision. He is very passionate about educating his patients and the public about the power of the human body and how they can take control of their own health and mind. Dr. Matt Scott is also the co-founder of maskoffmn.org. Let's hear it for Dr. Matt Scott.
Oh man, look at all these people. Let's give it up. All right, I kind of got screwed. I'm going after the kids. So bear with me for a very long, boring speech.
It's interesting way to put that.
There's no following that, right? But what I want to do is I'm going to ask you guys a bunch of questions. If you guys could please do me a huge favor and give me a big yes. Can you all do it right now?
At least to my phone over here.
And a big no.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to talk to you about what health actually is, but I want to draw some parallels between a few things that I've been noticing.
Go for it.
You guys know what tobacco is? There we go. Do you guys remember when they told you that tobacco was good for you? Remember when they said that the science was settled? Is science ever settled? Thank you. That's exactly what I didn't hear. Because science is a thing that's ever changing. We don't know the long-term effects of something.
I think that guy wears different costumes.
Or until it's been in use for an extended period of time. Does that make
that
sense?
one dude's voice.
Thank you. So, when we look at things like, let's draw the parallel to the vaccine then, right? Could you, first of all, could you imagine a pack of cigarettes that had Dr. Bob's face right on it? I support this pack of cigarettes. My name's Dr. Bob Zajac.
For sure.
I don't know where he went. Anyways, so, we were told all these different things. Was tobacco ever mandated or prohibited? Can you still go buy a pack of cigarettes? Okay, I am all for a free market. You can go buy as many packs of cigarettes as you could ever imagine and smoke them for days, right? Okay, so now let's talk about the vaccine and compare it. Is the science settled on the vaccine? Thank you. they did their trial, there was a paragraph in there, and I don't think it gets a lot of publicity, but the basic statistics were off of about 130 people, and about 9 of those people that were vaccinated got COVID, which is great. About 130 of those people who were unvaccinated got COVID. But there was a paragraph that says, of the 3,500 cases of probable COVID, there were 1,500 in the vaccinated section and 1,800 in the unvaccinated. Does this vaccine work? Does it literally say in the trial that it does not prevent transmission? Does it prevent you from getting it? Then why are they mandating it? Why are they mandating it? Why didn't they ban tobacco? On every pack of cigarettes, there's a label that says this can cause cancer. When has your doctor spoke to you about what a vaccine can happen with you? We have very few doctors like Dr. Bob Zajac. Bob's getting a lot of love today. I don't know why. So let's talk about this. Okay, so they put a warning label on all cigarettes, but they're mandating a vaccine. So do you guys think that this is about health? What is true health? Awareness. Love it. I always say that if they wanted to lower the burden of the hospitals, they should have banned McDonald's. They should not have closed gyms. They should not have told you that not go outside because we know how important vitamin D is. They should not have closed local organic restaurants. They shouldn't have closed organic or restaurants like Larvitas who are making you real food instead of allowing people like McDonald's to stay open and feed you meat that is not even probably human grade. So, what do we actually have to do then? I don't want to mention one other thing, and this might piss some of you off, but bear with me. If you're taking ivermectin prophylactically, you're not solving a problem. What we need to do is take control of our health. Because our bodies are the most amazing things on this planet. I'm all for you taking ivermectin in acute phases, but if you're taking it prophylactically, you're not breaking the system. Because they are continually lying to you and telling you, hey, tobacco's good for you, DEET's good for you, DDT, all these different things. When do we start asking the question of, let's change the system? Because that's what needs to happen. And taking a medication prophylactically, do you know 54% of our children have a chronic illness? 54%. 70% or more of Americans are on a medication. Big Pharma is the largest lobbyist. But the only way to break the system is to not be reliant. So what does that mean? We need to start making our own food. We need to start supporting local farmers. We need to start your CSAs, getting real food. We're so disconnected from what health is, it's unreal. And that's why we're all so sick. We spend the most money on healthcare and we have the worst results. Why? Exactly, because it's not healthcare, it's sick care. They want to keep you sick so that they can sell you more medications and make you more sick. Medication will not solve your problem. The only thing, the only thing that will destroy humanity is humanity. The only thing that will save you is you. So we need to break this system. We need to start changing things. We see crazy clinics that are starting and they're teaching people what really healthy means, how to take control, what supplements you should be doing, what foods you shouldn't be doing. Telling you not to smoke cigarettes, essentially. Or eating McDonald's, for that matter. And we need more of that. We have a lot of people coming up here and talking about informed consent and how vaccines can hurt you, but we're not talking about how to prevent and make yourself healthier. So, what we need and what we need to understand is is that your body's the most amazing thing on this planet. I've said it once, I'll say it till the day I die. There's nothing that will kill you. There's never been a virus, there's never been a vaccine or a bacteria that has ever done damage or can be healthy. And we need to keep uniting like this. We need to keep standing up. October 23rd, there better be 10,000 people here. Each and every one of you need to go home and call 10 of your friends. I have friends at the Vikings game right now. We're not really friends. Because they should be here fighting for your freedoms, fighting for my freedoms, and fighting for their own freedoms. Another thing we can all do is get involved in these organizations. Mask Off is an amazing organization. It is spreading so much information. We have speakers, we have meetings every Monday. Help us out. Share the stuff, share the information, educate the people around you. Build a community that is not divided, because that's what they want. They want us to continue to be divided, whether it's about race, whether it's about vaccines, whether it's about politics. They want to push us apart, so we need to come together. Last but not least, we need to change the healthcare system. We've had many speakers up here already today saying it's the fall of the medical system. Well, I'm like, fuck yeah! I apologize for swearing. But that's what needs to happen. Because until that happens, until we are, as long as we are still reliant on a system that wants us to be sick, we will be sick. Thank you guys so much for having me. Let's get a bigger rally on October 23rd. Let's continue to organize, and let's continue to fight.
Alrighty then. So yeah, now I'm going to give you an email. Get the phones back out. We're a little ahead of schedule, so we need to do this. It's a little redundant, maybe a little annoying, but at least some of you need to do this. Get your phones out to your... While you're doing that, I will mention that Dr. Headland, people were requesting that website again. It's flccc.net. Find out some real information about COVID and how to treat it. So hopefully some of you've got your phones out and you're ready to put an email address in. I'll say it twice again. JRMR3, the number 3. Again, that's JRMiller3. Repeat. I don't know Jeremy Miller. He's probably a good guy. He's GOP. He's thing about this for us. So we need to tell these legislators to do something. And again, what Dr. Matt Scott just said is, please get more people next time. You all, please be here again on October 23rd so that when we march to the mansion, we are a massive crowd that the world will see. All right, the next speaker, Dr. Aaron Williams is a board-certified anesthesiologist with 16 years experience in anesthesia and medicine. Originally, he trained at Emory University. He has since won awards for both teaching and leadership during his career. As an anesthesiologist, his practice consists of dealing with extreme circumstances, diagnose the problems that arise, and treat them accordingly. He has now had his eyes opened to the extreme ills that are plaguing the medical field and the once trusted medical. Dr. Williams is determined to remedy the disinformation and unscientific propaganda that are running rampant in our country today. Dedicated to finding the best paths to help humanity, even outside of his profession. through seeking truth and spreading truth.
I've got two options for you. Number one, we can go through about 7. We'll go through all of the statistics down to the nth degree. Or, which one would you like? Number 2? So let's try to change the world in 15 minutes. Information. We can only cover so much here in this short time, but I want to give you some tools to understand and to fight what amounts to information warfare that is at the heart of what we're fighting. Last time we were here speaking together, we talked a lot about fraudulent medical studies and a fair amount of science. We'll touch on that, but we need to focus bigger. Here's the secret. This pandemic is the symptom. The agenda behind the created virus and the push for injections is the disease. There is ample evidence now that Fauci, Peter Daszak, Ralph Barrett, the Echo Health Alliance all collaborated with the Wuhan Institute of Virology to make souped-up coronaviruses. In conjunction, no less, with the Chinese military. I didn't make it up. Yet Fauci continues to lie to Congress and the entire world. And these are the same people that are pushing the injections. We won't call them vaccines. They're not. And they profit from them as well. Ask yourselves, why does virtually zero of the guidance from the CDC, NIH, and World Health Organization make any logical or clinical sense to anyone who's actually looked at the data? All roads that they point to tell us that they lead to the same conclusion, which is that the entirety of the population should get the injection indiscriminately. What about our world in general? Why doesn't it make sense? We've all felt that for our whole lives, at least to some degree. Most of us, we're a big degree. It's because we don't have anywhere close to the information that we need to figure it out. The cure for the true disease is actually information. This world is so much bigger than what we've been led to believe our entire lives. I wish that I had looked sooner, to be honest, and found the mountains of verifiable evidence of what is actually going on in our world. But I can do the work to catch up now and change the past. Let's do an overview real quick of the current state of COVID-related medicine. This supposed science has more of the hallmarks of psychological warfare than it does evidence-based medicine. It has evolved into a giant game of the CDC says. It's no longer driven by real scientific evidence, but driven by blind trust, fear, poor studies amplified as being authoritative, and innuendo. And that blind trust that we've afforded the highest level of power has betrayed us. We've allowed them to operate largely in the dark. It's time to shine a light on them. Information on this pandemic, it's virtually all tainted. We'll touch on just a few. PCR test cycles and the reporting of cases and deaths. Everything has been skewed to inflate the numbers. Not one thing made the numbers go down. Alternative treatments. Multiple fraudulent studies were put forth to create narratives to bury excellent alternative treatments such as hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. Speaking of ivermectin, Have you guys seen all the headlines recently? It's being listed and labeled as a horse dewormer by many in the mainstream media, the subject of heavy ridicule and scorn. But what is ivermectin really? A Nobel Peace Prize winning drug for humans. On the list of essential medications that the World Health Organization recommends all countries keeping. And also, if you to actually take a moment and look on PubMed, which is where medical people look for their studies, you'll find multiple studies that promote its use in the treatment of multi-drug resistant cancers. Does that sound like a horse dewormer to you? But if this is being used on horses, immediately disqualifies the drug according to the media, and virtually all of our anesthesia drugs are also used on horses, wouldn't it follow then that the next time these media assets show up for surgery, we will all expect them to stand by their principles, request to have their surgery performed